Have you noticed your eyesight feels weaker at night? Maybe the street signs look blurry? Maybe the glare from headlights feels blinding? Or perhaps you find yourself holding a book closer just to make out the words. If you're over 60, this is more than just a small annoyance. It can be an early warning sign that your eyes are struggling with age. And here's the surprising part. Sometimes the simplest foods on your dinner plate can make a big difference. I'm not talking about expensive supplements or complicated treatments. I'm talking about for very ordinary vegetables you probably already have in your kitchen. When they're cooked the right way, they don't just nourish your body, they actually support your eyes while you sleep. Yes, while you rest, your body is busy repairing, and these vegetables give your vision the building blocks it needs. In this video, we'll walk through each of them. We'll see how a bright orange root can help you see more clearly in the dark. How a humble green stalk fights the silent inflammation that steals vision. How one leafy green may be the strongest defense we have against age-related vision loss. And finally, the soft vegetable that keeps your eyes hydrated and comfortable through the night. This isn't about magical fixes. It's about real, senior wellness. It's using everyday foods in smart ways so you can protect your independence. Keep reading, keep driving safely, and keep recognizing the faces you love. So if you've ever thought my eyesight is just fading with age and there's nothing I can do, stay with me. Because the next few minutes may give you a fresh, hopeful perspective, one that starts with your very next meal. If you're in your 60s, 70s, or beyond, you've probably noticed small changes in your eyesight. At first, it may seem harmless. Maybe you need a little more light to read. Maybe you squint a bit when looking at a restaurant menu. Or perhaps you notice your grandchild's face isn't as sharp as it used to be. But here's the truth. These little changes add up. And for many seniors, vision decline is one of the most common and frustrating health issues of aging. According to the National Eye Institute, nearly 1 in 3 adults over 65 experiences some form of vision impairment. And yet it often sneaks up so slowly, we don't notice it until daily life becomes harder. Think about night driving. Once something you did without a second thought? Now the headlights from oncoming cars may feel blinding, street signs look fuzzy, and you hesitate to get behind the wheel after dark. That hesitation can mean giving up independence, relying on others for rides, or staying home when you'd rather be out living your life. Or think about reading. Maybe you used to breeze through a novel in a week. Now even the mail feels like a chore because the words blur together. Reading glasses help a little, but they don't solve the root problem. Your eyes are changing. And then there's the emotional side. Vision loss isn't just about eyesight. It can affect how you feel about yourself. You might feel embarrassed asking your spouse to read a label for you at the grocery store. Or you avoid social gatherings because you can't clearly see people's faces. That sense of fading connection can quietly chip away at your confidence. One of my patients, Mr. Richard, 74 years old, shared a story that still sticks with me. He was a retired high school teacher, proud of his independence. But he told me, I had to stop driving at night. I couldn't see the road markers anymore. The glare from headlights made me feel unsafe. For the first time, I felt like my world was shrinking. That's not just about eyesight, that's about freedom. Sadly, Richard's story isn't unusual. Across America, millions of seniors slowly adjust to worsening vision by changing habits. They stop driving at night. They avoid reading small print. They turn up the lights in every room. These may feel like small adjustments, but together, they are signs that vision decline is interfering with daily life. And the hardest part? Many people think nothing can be done. They accept it as just part of aging. But here's where I want to pause and remind you. While aging is natural, losing your ability to see clearly doesn't have to be a fast slide. Your body, your eyes included, still responds to care, even in later years. That's why senior wellness isn't only about exercise or medication. It's also about the foods we eat every single day. Because the right nutrients delivered in the right way can slow down eye decline, ease daily strain, and in some cases, even support repair while you sleep. So if you've been thinking, my eyesight is slipping away and I can't do anything about it, I want you to stay with me. Because in the next section, we'll look at exactly why ignoring eye health can put your independence at risk, and more importantly, what simple natural steps you can take starting tonight. Losing vision as we age isn't just about needing stronger glasses. It reaches into every part of daily life, often in ways we don't expect. For seniors, vision decline can mean the difference between living independently and relying on others for even the simplest tasks. When your eyesight weakens, small challenges start to pile up. Reading medication labels becomes difficult, which can lead to dangerous mistakes. Cooking can feel unsafe if you can't clearly see stove dials or sharp utensils. Even something as basic as pouring water into a glass can become a source of stress when your depth perception fades. And then there's mobility. Seniors with poor vision are more likely to trip, fall, and injure themselves. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention notes that falls are the leading cause of injury among older adults. While many people blame weak bones or balance issues, poor vision is often a hidden contributor. If you can't see clearly, you can't navigate your environment safely. But the impact doesn't stop with the body. It reaches deep into mental and emotional health. Imagine no longer being able to recognize your neighbor's face when they wave hello, or missing the joy in your grandchild's smile because your central vision is cloudy. That loss of clarity isn't just physical, it erodes connection, and connection is what makes life feel full. Many seniors quietly retreat when vision declines. They stop going out at night, not because they don't want to, but because they're afraid of not seeing well enough to be safe. They turn down invitations, avoid travel, and slowly isolate themselves. Over time, this isolation can lead to depression, loneliness, and a sharp decline in quality of life. One of my patients, Eleanor, 76, told me, "I used to love hosting book club at my house. I stopped because I couldn't keep up with the reading. The words blurred together, and I was embarrassed. So I just told my friends I was too tired." That's the hidden cost of vision decline, the way it takes away not only function, but also joy. From a medical perspective, conditions like age-related macular degeneration, AMD, cataracts, and glaucoma are some of the leading causes of vision loss in seniors. These conditions don't appear overnight. They progress silently, often with little pain, until suddenly a senior realizes they can't read, can't drive, or can't recognize faces clearly. And once damage is advanced, many changes cannot be reversed. But here's the key point. While these diseases sound frightening, their progression can often be slowed, and quality of life can be preserved, especially when we focus on nutrition and preventive care. The National Eye Institute emphasizes that nutrients like lutein, zeaxanthin, vitamin A, vitamin C, and antioxidants all play a vital role in protecting eye tissue from further damage. When we think about the harm of ignoring eye health, it isn't only about blurry letters on a page. It's about independence, safety, relationships, and dignity. Losing vision can feel like losing pieces of yourself, your ability to move freely, your confidence to connect with others, your joy in daily activities. But here's the hope. Your body is still capable of responding to nourishment. The foods you choose can either accelerate, decline, or give your eyes the building blocks to repair. That's why what we'll cover next, the 4 simple cooked vegetables that support vision repair while you sleep, is so powerful. Because the truth is, ignoring vision decline has real costs. But giving your body the right tools can protect what matters most: your independence, your freedom, and the ability to see the life you love as clearly as possible. You've probably heard it since childhood. Eat your carrots, they're good for your eyes. And while that may sound like a simple old saying, the truth is it's backed by solid science, especially when it comes to senior wellness and night vision. Carrots are rich in beta-carotene, the bright orange pigment that your body converts into vitamin A. And vitamin A isn't just any nutrient. It's essential for producing rhodopsin, a special protein in your retina that allows you to see in dim light. Without enough vitamin A, your eyes can't properly regenerate the light-sensitive cells that help you adjust to darkness. That's why poor night vision, glare from headlights, or difficulty driving at dusk are often linked to vitamin A deficiency. But here's what most people don't realize. Eating raw carrots alone may not give you the benefit you need. That's because beta-carotene is a fat-soluble nutrient. Your body absorbs it best when it's paired with healthy fats, even better when the carrots are gently cooked. Think of cooking as unlocking a treasure chest. The nutrients in raw carrots are trapped inside tough plant fibers. By roasting, steaming, or carrots, you soften those fibers and release more beta-carotene for your body to use. Now combine those cooked carrots with a little olive oil, a bit of butter, or even ghee, and you create the perfect delivery system. Suddenly, you're not just eating a vegetable, you're directly nourishing your retina. And here's why timing matters. Your body does most of its repair work at night while you're asleep. If you eat cooked carrots with dinner, you're supplying vitamin A at the exact time your eyes are rebuilding. Let me share a story. Harold, age 72, a retired mail carrier, came to me frustrated. Said, "Doc, I can't see house numbers at night anymore. I used to drive across town to visit my daughter, but now I avoid it. Feel like I've lost my freedom." We made one simple change. 3 nights a week, he added roasted carrots to his dinner, drizzled with olive oil, sprinkled with a pinch of sea salt. That's it. 6 weeks later, Harold came back with a smile that lit up the room. "I drove to my daughter's for dinner," he said, "and for the first time in years, I could see the street signs clearly. It was like someone cleaned my windshield." That's the power of nourishment. Not a pill, not a complicated procedure. It's just real food supporting real function. For seniors, this can be life-changing. Clearer night vision means safer driving, more confidence going out after dark, and less fear of losing independence. And remember, this isn't about eating pounds of carrots every day. Even a small serving, a few times a week, prepared the right way, can provide steady support for your eyes. How to add carrots to your diet for eye health: roast them with olive oil until tender, steam lightly, then toss with a small pat of butter. Add 2 soups and stews with a drizzle of healthy fat. Safety tip: while vitamin A from beta-carotene is safe, your body only converts what it needs. Avoid overdoing supplements. A dose of vitamin A in pill form can be toxic. Food sources like carrots are the safest and most effective way for seniors to get this nutrient. So the next time you sit down for dinner, think of carrots as more than a side dish. They're a natural tool for vision repair, helping your eyes adapt to darkness, reducing glare, and giving you the confidence to keep living fully. And remember, carrots are just the beginning. Because while they help you see more clearly in the dark, our next vegetable works on a deeper level, protecting your eyes from the silent inflammation that slowly steals vision over time. If carrots help you see in the dark, broccoli plays a different but equally powerful role. It helps protect your eyes from silent inflammation. One of the hidden culprits behind vision loss in seniors. We often think of inflammation as something we can see or feel, like swollen joints or sore muscles. But inside the eyes, inflammation is invisible. It damages tiny blood vessels, weakens retinal cells, and over time, it steals away sharp, clear vision. This kind of slow, silent damage is a major factor in conditions like macular degeneration and diabetic retinopathy. That's where broccoli comes in. This humble green vegetable is loaded with lutein and zeaxanthin, 2 antioxidants that your body sends directly to the macula, the central part of the retina that controls your ability to read, recognize faces, and see fine details. Think of the macula as the camera lens of your eye. Just like a lens, it can become cloudy, scratched, or damaged over the years. But lutein and zeaxanthin act like a protective coating, shielding it from stress, light damage, and free radicals. The beauty of broccoli is that it combines antioxidants and natural anti-inflammatory compounds in one package. That makes it a powerful defender for aging eyes, especially for seniors worried about losing their ability to read or recognize loved ones' faces. But here's something most people don't realize. Raw broccoli doesn't give you the full benefit. It's like carrots. Broccoli's nutrients are trapped in tough plant fibers. When you lightly steam broccoli until it's tender but still bright green, you break down those fibers and make the lutein and zeaxanthin more bioavailable. And since these nutrients are fat-soluble, adding a drizzle of olive oil or even a sprinkle of cheese helps your body absorb them more effectively. Let me tell you about Gloria, age 68. She came to me with a complaint that broke my heart. "I used to love reading novels," she said, "but now the words float off the page. I can't follow the story anymore, and I feel like I've lost a part of myself." We didn't overhaul her diet. We didn't put her on expensive supplements. Instead, I asked her to add half a cup of lightly steamed broccoli to her dinner 3 nights a week. Just a small, simple step. A month later, Gloria returned, her eyes brighter. "I'm not back to reading novels yet," she admitted, "but I don't have to squint to read the mail anymore. That alone feels like a gift." That's the quiet power of broccoli, helping restore not only function, but also confidence. For seniors, even small improvements in vision matter. Being able to read the mail, follow a recipe, or see your grandchild's face clearly, those are victories that restore independence and joy. And broccoli can be a steady ally in that process. How to add broccoli for eye health. Lightly steam until tender, then drizzle with olive oil. Sprinkle with shredded cheese for extra flavor and absorption. Add 2 soups, stir-fries, or casseroles for a gentle nutrient boost. Safety tip: steaming is better than boiling, because boiling can wash away some of the nutrients. Aim for bright green, slightly tender florets, not mushy ones. Broccoli may not be flashy, it may not grab headlines like kale or blueberries. But when it comes to protecting your vision from the inside out, it's one of the strongest, most reliable allies you can have. And here's the best part: it works quietly over time. You may not notice overnight changes, but week by week, month by month, broccoli helps protect your macula, slow down inflammation, and preserve the clear, sharp vision that makes life rich. So if carrots are your tool for night vision, broccoli is your shield against the silent damage of inflammation. And as powerful as those two are, they're just the beginning. Because next, we'll talk about a leafy green that research shows may be the single strongest defense we have against irreversible vision loss. Among all the vegetables that support eye health, kale stands at the very top. It may look like just another tough leafy green, but when it comes to senior wellness and protecting aging eyes, kale is one of the strongest defenses we know. Why? Because kale is packed with 2 critical nutrients, lutein and zeaxanthin, higher concentrations than almost any other food. These 2 pigments are the exact same ones found in your macula, the central part of your retina responsible for sharp, detailed vision. In fact, they act like internal sunglasses, filtering harmful blue light and shielding delicate eye tissue from oxidative stress. Here's something important to remember: your body does not make lutein or zeaxanthin on its own. It can only get them from food. And for seniors, this becomes more urgent because the macula is especially vulnerable to age-related macular degeneration, AMD, the leading cause of severe vision loss in older adults. AMD isn't just about blurry sight. It's the slow breakdown of the macula, and it can take away the ability to read, recognize faces, or even pour a glass of water safely. That's why protecting the macula before too much damage occurs is one of the most important steps you can take for long-term eye health. Now, kale doesn't just deliver lutein and zeaxanthin. It also contains vitamin C and vitamin K, both of which help keep the tiny blood vessels in your eyes strong and flexible. Healthy blood flow is critical for nourishing the retina and preventing fragile capillaries from breaking down. But here's a common mistake: eating kale raw. While raw kale is rich in nutrients, it also contains compounds called oxalates, which can interfere with mineral absorption and may irritate the digestive system for some people. For seniors, who may already have sensitive digestion, this can be a problem. The solution: lightly cook your kale. Steaming or not only makes it easier to chew and digest, it also unlocks the nutrients, making lutein and zeaxanthin more available for your body to absorb. And again, because these nutrients are fat-soluble, pairing kale with a bit of healthy fat like olive oil, avocado, or even a sprinkle of cheese makes all the difference. Marie, a retired librarian, age 79, came to me with a deep worry. She had already lost partial central vision in one eye due to AMD, and her greatest fear was losing vision in the other. She told me, with tears in her eyes, "I'm afraid I'll wake up one morning and not see my family's faces clearly again." We couldn't reverse the damage already done, but we made a simple plan. She would eat a small serving of steamed kale, drizzled with olive oil and a squeeze of lemon juice, 3 to 4 times per week. It wasn't fancy, and it didn't feel like medicine. It was just food. Months later, Marie came back. Her vision hadn't miraculously returned, but something had shifted. Her AMD progression had slowed. Just as importantly, she felt empowered. Instead of waiting helplessly for her eyesight to fade, she was actively protecting what remained. She told me, "I feel like I still have some control. I'm not just watching my vision slip away." That feeling of hope matters. For seniors, kale can make a meaningful difference. It won't reverse severe damage, but it can strengthen your defenses, protect the vision you still have, and give you a sense of agency in your own health. How to add kale to your diet for eye health: lightly steam, then drizzle with olive oil and lemon juice. With garlic and a splash of broth for extra flavor, add 2 soups or blend into smoothies for a gentle boost. Safety tip: if you're on blood thinners like warfarin, be mindful. Kale is high in vitamin K, which plays a role in blood clotting. Always check with your doctor before making major dietary changes. Kale may not look glamorous, It may even feel tough and bitter at first. But when cooked properly, it becomes one of the most powerful tools we have for senior wellness, especially for protecting against age-related macular degeneration. So, if carrots help you see at night, and broccoli helps calm inflammation, kale is your shield against irreversible damage. It's the leafy green that stands guard over your macula, protecting your independence, your connection, and the joy of seeing the world clearly. And yet there's one more vegetable that often gets overlooked. It doesn't have the strong pigments of carrots or kale. It's soft, mild, even watery. But inside, it holds the key to keeping your eyes comfortable, hydrated, and supported through the night. Let's talk about zucchini. When people think of eye-healthy vegetables, zucchini usually isn't the first one that comes to mind. Now, it doesn't have the bright orange of carrots or the deep green of kale. It's soft, mild, almost bland. Many people even treat it as a filler in meals rather than a star ingredient. But for seniors, zucchini can be a quiet hero. Why? Because it delivers something that many aging eyes desperately need: hydration and gentle nourishment. Here's the reality. As we age, our bodies hold less water. Tear production decreases. The delicate tissues inside the eyes, the retina, the optic nerve, and the macula become more vulnerable to dryness and stress. Many seniors struggle with dry eyes, irritation, or that gritty, burning feeling at night. And when the eyes don't stay moist, they can't function or repair themselves properly. That's where zucchini steps in. It's made up of over 90% water. Zucchini is one of the most hydrating cooked vegetables you can eat. But hydration isn't the only gift it offers. Zucchini also provides vitamin C, a powerful antioxidant that helps protect your eyes from cellular damage caused by light exposure and aging. Vitamin C also supports the collagen framework of the eye, which keeps the cornea and blood vessels strong and flexible. In addition, zucchini contains a small but important amount of manganese, a trace mineral involved in activating enzymes inside the retina. These enzymes help process light and protect against free radicals, the unstable molecules that slowly damage eye tissue over time. Now, while zucchini isn't as concentrated in lutein or zeaxanthin as broccoli or kale, it still contributes. More importantly, it's gentle and easy to digest, even for seniors with sensitive stomachs or lower appetites. Because zucchini is soft and mild, it can be steamed or blended into soups without overwhelming the dish or your palate. That makes it an ideal food for the evening meal. When you want something light that still supports your body's nightly repair cycle, let me tell you about Tom, age 81. He had been struggling with chronic dry eyes. Every night before bed, he rubbed his eyes, tried drops, and still woke up with irritation. "It feels like I can't close my eyes without them stinging," he told me. It wasn't just uncomfortable, it was affecting his sleep, and at his age, rest was precious. Instead of relying only on eye drops, we added something simple. Cooked zucchini at dinner 4 nights a week. Sometimes in olive oil with a little garlic, sometimes steamed and served with fish. Within a few weeks, Tom noticed a difference. "My eyes don't feel as gritty," he said. "I can finally fall asleep without rubbing them raw." It may sound small, but when you're 81 and struggling to rest, that kind of comfort is life-changing. That's the gift zucchini brings. Not dramatic overnight improvements, but steady support, hydration, and relief. How to add zucchini for eye health: slices in olive oil with garlic and herbs. Steam lightly and serve as a soft side dish. Blend into soups for easy digestion. Pair with carrots or broccoli for a complete eye-healthy meal. Safety tip: because zucchini is so hydrating, it can also help with digestion and reduce constipation, a bonus for many seniors. There are no major risks with normal food amounts, but as always, balance is key. The zucchini may not be flashy, but in its quiet, gentle way, it creates the conditions your eyes need to heal. It hydrates, protects, and it soothes. For seniors dealing with dryness, irritation, or nighttime discomfort, it can be the soft ally you didn't know you needed. So now we've covered 4 powerful vegetables: carrots for night vision, broccoli for inflammation, kale for defense against degeneration, and zucchini for hydration. Each has its own role, but the real magic happens when you bring them together. Because combined into one simple evening dish, these foods can nourish your eyes while you sleep. Let's explore how to make that happen. Now that we've explored each vegetable on its own carrots, broccoli, kale, and zucchini, let's talk about how to bring them together. Because while each one supports your eyes in a unique way, the real magic comes when they work as a team. Think of it like building a protective wall. Carrots give you night vision support. Broccoli calms inflammation. Kale shields against long-term damage. Zucchini hydrates and soothes. Alone, each vegetable is valuable. But together, they create a gentle healing formula that supports your vision in multiple ways at once. Over the years, I've recommended a simple dish to many of my senior patients. Some call it a soup, others a stew, but I like to call it the Eye-Nourishing bowl. It's not complicated. It doesn't require fancy ingredients. It's just real food, cooked at the right time of day to give your eyes what they need. Most support during the night, when your body naturally focuses on repair. Here's how you can make it at home. Start with half a chopped zucchini. It in a little olive oil until soft. This adds hydration and vitamin C right at the base of your dish. Add half a chopped carrot. Cook for about 5 minutes so it releases its natural sweetness. Now you're building up your vitamin A foundation for night vision. Toss in a handful of broccoli florets. Let them steam in the pot for a few minutes to release lutein and zeaxanthin, the protectors of your macula. Finally, add about a quarter cup of chopped kale. Cover the pot and let everything steam together for another 5 minutes until the greens are tender but still vibrant. Season lightly with sea salt. If you want, add a squeeze of lemon juice or even a pinch of turmeric for extra anti-inflammatory support. That's it. You've just created a warm, comforting bowl that nourishes your eyes from every angle. What makes this dish special isn't just the nutrients, it's the timing. Eating it in the evening, with dinner or just before bed, means your body has exactly what it needs during its night repair cycle. That's when your eyes are resting, free from light exposure, and able to rebuild damaged cells. Some of my patients prefer blending this dish into a smooth soup. Others enjoy it as a soft side dish with whole grain toast or rice. There's no single right way. What matters most is consistency. Eating this eye-nourishing bowl 3 to 4 nights a week can slowly add up to real, noticeable differences: less strain, clearer vision, and greater comfort. Let me give you an example. Helen, age 70, told me she felt her vision was fading around the edges. Reading was harder, and she avoided night driving altogether. Instead of prescribing a supplement, I suggested she try this bowl 3 nights a week for 2 months. When she returned, she wasn't cured. No food works like magic, but she said something powerful. I feel steadier. My eyes don't tire as fast. And for the first time in years, I drove home from church after dark and didn't panic. That's the heart of this. It's not about perfection. It's about progress. It's about giving your body steady, gentle nourishment that supports your independence, confidence, and daily joy. And the beauty of this recipe is that it's simple enough for anyone to make. You don't need a chef. You don't need a nutritionist. You just need a few vegetables, a pot, and the willingness to care for yourself with food. Because at the end of the day, senior wellness isn't about chasing the latest health fad. It's about small, consistent steps that help you live fully like this eye-nourishing bowl, one bite at a time. We've covered a lot of ground, so let's make this simple. If you want to start supporting your eyes tonight, here's a quick checklist you can follow. Add cooked carrots with healthy fat at dinner. Roast or steam them, then drizzle with olive oil, or add a small pat of butter. This helps your body absorb vitamin A for stronger night vision. Steam broccoli 2 to 3 times a week. Light steaming unlocks lutein and zeaxanthin to protect your macula. A sprinkle of cheese or olive oil helps your body use those nutrients more effectively. Include kale 3 to 4 times a week, lightly or steam, then drizzle with lemon and olive oil. This is your strongest defense against age-related macular degeneration. Use zucchini for hydration and comfort. Add to dinner a few nights each week to ease dry eyes and support nighttime repair. Gentle, soft, and easy to digest. Combine all 4 into an evening eye-nourishing bowl. 3 to 4 nights a week, let this simple dish be your ritual of care. It's not just food, it's a gentle way to protect your independence and vision. Small steps add up. The key is consistency. Your body doesn't need perfection. It just needs regular support. And these 5 actions are a simple roadmap you can start using today. I'd love to hear from you. Out of the 4 vegetables we talked about, carrots, broccoli, kale, and zucchini, which one do you already eat most often? And which one will you try adding this week? Your answer might feel small, but it can inspire someone else watching. Maybe another senior who's struggling with blurry vision at night, or who feels nervous about driving after dark. Sometimes hearing that a simple food swap made a difference for you is exactly the encouragement they need to try it too. So please, share your thoughts in the comments. Do you already have a favorite recipe with one of these veggies? Or are you curious to try the Eye-Nourishing bowl for the first time? Your story matters, and you never know who it might help. And if this video gave you even a little bit of hope or clarity, please tap the like button so I know you're out there. Subscribe if you'd like more gentle, science-backed steps for senior wellness. That way you won't miss the next tip that could make a real difference for your health. And one more thing, consider sharing this video with someone you care about, especially if they've been struggling with their eyesight. Sometimes a little encouragement, or the reminder that food still has power, can bring light into someone's life. Remember, healing doesn't have to be loud or complicated. Sometimes it's as quiet as choosing the right foods, cooking them with care, and giving your body a chance to do what it was designed to repair, even as you rest. Before we close, I want to remind you of something very important. This video is for educational purposes only. It is not medical advice. Everyone's health situation is different, and before you make changes to your diet, especially if you're living with conditions like diabetes, macular degeneration, or if you're taking medications such as blood thinners, please consult your healthcare provider. Food can be powerful, but it works best as part of a complete plan for senior wellness, designed with your doctor's guidance. If you'd like to read more about eye health and nutrition, here are some trusted sources I recommend. Mayo Clinic, Nutrition and Eye Health Resources. National Eye Institute, NEI, Research on Macular Degeneration and Aging Vision. Harvard. Health Publishing articles on the role of diet in protecting eyesight. National Institutes of Health, NIH, information on vitamins, antioxidants, and eye health. Take this knowledge as encouragement, not prescription. Small, steady choices, like adding cooked vegetables to your meals, can help support your vision, your confidence, and your independence for years to come.